Welcome to Voice of Africa, your reliable source for deep insights and stories that impact our continent and the world. Today, we have an important story that sheds light on how African nations are asserting their autonomy and striving for a fairer share of their resources. We're excited to bring you this detailed exploration of a recent development involving Mali, one of Africa's most significant gold producers. This story highlights the recent arrest of Terry Holohan, CEO of Resolute Mining Ltd, and 2 employees, which has had a dramatic effect on the company's share price. This move, part of Mali's broader strategy to protect its economic interests, showcases the determination of African governments to secure more equitable benefits from their natural resources. The news that shares of Resolute Mining Ltd fell by 33% came as a shock to investors and industry experts. The drop followed the detention of CEO Terry Holohan and 2 employees by the Malian authorities. Resolute Mining, an Australian firm operating the Syama mine in Mali, has long been involved in the extraction of the country's precious resources. The sudden detention of its top executive was not just a corporate shake-up, but a message from the Malian government that its policies are shifting to prioritize national gains. This decisive action reflects a broader context in which Mali is determined to restructure its mining agreements to boost national revenue. The current government, led by the military, has demonstrated a strong will to challenge traditional agreements that have historically favored foreign investors more than the local economy. The motivation behind such actions is rooted in the need to fund public projects and strengthen the country's economic resilience, especially as it faces regional sanctions that have put additional pressure on its financial systems. The detention of Terry Holohan and his colleagues is not an isolated incident. Mali has already shown an increasing commitment to auditing and renegotiating contracts with major foreign mining companies. This includes past incidents where employees from Barrick Gold, another major international mining firm, were detained. Such measures signal to both the local population and international investors that the Malian government is serious about safeguarding its economic sovereignty and ensuring that the wealth generated from its resources benefits the nation. For many Malians, this assertive stance represents a long overdue shift in policy. Gold has been a cornerstone of Mali's economy for decades, making it the 3rd largest gold producer on the continent. Yet, the economic benefits of this wealth have not always translated to improved infrastructure, healthcare, or education for the Malian people. By taking a more hands-on approach, the government is laying the groundwork for a future where Mali's natural resources serve as a true engine for national development. The act of detaining the CEO of a foreign company underscores the government's commitment to prioritizing national interests over the traditional power dynamics that have often skewed in favor of multinational corporations. Investors and stakeholders have reacted sharply to these developments. The 33% drop in Resolute Mining's share price is a clear indication of how significant this action is perceived to be. While such a plunge in market value could be seen as negative, it is also a testament to the Malian government's resolve to shift the balance of power. This move has made it clear that any company operating in the country must align with Mali's new vision for its future. Such bold actions may initially cause concern in international markets, but they are also setting a precedent for the way natural resources are managed in the region. Mali's government has made it clear that their objective is not to stifle investment, but to ensure that partnerships with foreign companies are mutually beneficial. By demanding fairer terms, the government is working toward a more balanced relationship that can foster sustainable development. The current administration's policies are designed to create a stronger and more self-sufficient economy, capable of withstanding external pressures and contributing to the welfare of its citizens. Resolute Mining, despite the immediate shock and impact on its share price, has responded by assuring its stakeholders that the detained employees, including CEO Terry Holohan, are receiving support from various embassies. The company has reiterated its commitment to continuing its operations in Mali and ensuring that the Syama mine remains a valuable asset. This crisis management response highlights the resilience of the company and its efforts to adapt to the changing landscape. The situation in Mali is emblematic of a broader trend seen in other resource-rich African nations. Countries are becoming increasingly aware of the need to renegotiate and reformulate partnerships with foreign entities to prioritize national interests. These moves are part of a wave of policy changes aimed at reshaping the narrative around African resource management. For years, many African countries have entered agreements that did not fully benefit their economies. And now, governments are re-evaluating those arrangements to secure better deals for their citizens. It's important to recognize the courage and forward-thinking approach that the Malian government is demonstrating. By taking decisive action, Mali is positioning itself as a leader in reclaiming control over its resources and fostering a more equitable distribution of wealth. This change is not without challenges. It requires navigating complex political, economic, and social factors. However, the long-term potential benefits are worth the initial disruptions that may come with asserting this level of national control. The international response to Mali's actions has been varied. Some observers have expressed concern about the potential for increased risks to investments, while others see it as a positive sign that African nations are stepping up to claim their fair share of resource revenues. This trend aligns with a growing sentiment across the continent, where leaders and governments are seeking to create environments that prioritize local development and job creation over merely serving as extraction points for foreign profits. It's worth noting that while Resolute Mining's share price drop represents a significant market reaction, it also reflects the reality that companies must adapt to the changing priorities of their host countries. For investors, this means that understanding the political landscape and maintaining strong relationships with local authorities are now more crucial than ever. The Malian government's actions signal that companies willing to engage constructively and align with the country's long-term goals will find opportunities to thrive, whereas those who resist change may face challenges. Resolute Mining's assurance that it will continue its work and maintain a cooperative relationship with the Malian government is a positive sign. It demonstrates that while the situation may be tense, there is room for dialogue and adaptation. This ability to find common ground can pave the way for more sustainable partnerships that respect both the rights of the host nation and the interests of foreign investors. The support extended by various embassies to the detained employees is also a reminder that diplomatic efforts are in place to resolve these types of issues with minimal disruption. Mali's determination to renegotiate mining contracts and take bold actions sends a message that resonates beyond its borders. It suggests that African nations are increasingly ready to set the terms for the use of their resources. This approach can inspire similar policies across the continent, where governments are working to ensure that natural resources become catalysts for local economic empowerment rather than sources of wealth extraction that benefit only a few. The shift from merely being a participant in resource management to a leader in the process marks a significant moment in Africa's history of economic autonomy. As this story continues to unfold, the lessons from Mali's assertive policy stance will be watched closely by neighboring countries and international investors alike. The path taken by Mali could serve as a blueprint for other African nations seeking to maximize the benefits of their resource wealth while maintaining a stable and attractive investment environment. These actions underline a broader narrative. Africa is ready to redefine its place in global economics, not just as a supplier of raw materials, but as a partner that demands respect and fairness. Thank you for joining us on Voice of Africa. If you appreciate our commitment to bringing you stories that matter and perspectives that highlight Africa's drive towards self-reliance and development, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support fuels our mission to keep you informed and engaged with the stories that shape our world. Stay tuned for more compelling content, and as always, stay informed, stay inspired.